What is up, everyone? Happy Friday. Welcome to Talking Timepieces with Tony. Yeah, I'm Tony. It's actually Thursday night because tomorrow, Friday, got stuff to do. It's me and Jamie's anniversary, so going to be busy. So I'm going to post this video on Friday, but it is Thursday night. And today I am wearing my Zenith Chronomaster Open El Primero. Such a killer watch. So underrated. It's crazy. Anyway, so today is the Q&A. For those of you who don't know about the Q&A, this is what we do every Friday. And if you'd like to participate, all you got to do is leave your question in the comments section below, and it'll be featured on an upcoming Q&A. We have a lot of fun doing this. I love interacting with you guys. I love it when you guys interact. And so it's just awesome, and it's a lot of fun. So we have quite a few questions today, so we're going to see if we can bust through this. And I hope everyone had a great week. And so let's start. First one comes from Ken Newton 1. Hi, Tony. Appreciate your vibe, sir. Thank you. I appreciate your question. My question, I see you wear glasses as I do. Can you see your watches without it? And does legibility factor into your enjoyment of a watch or how you select a watch? 1000%, man. I will not wear a watch if I cannot see it without my glasses. Like, for instance, the Chronomaster, I can see it if I take my glasses off. Even now, the biggest watch that I had the most problem with was when I got allocated the Panda, the Rolex Daytona. You know, I mean, the watch that you cannot get according to every freaking YouTuber on the planet, that especially the gray market guys that tell you that. So you buy the watch on the secondary for like $35,000 from them. Now I got allocated Panda, but when I got the Panda, I was wearing my readers, and I was so excited when I got it. And I'm in the room, the VIP room with the private light, with the lights, and I'm looking at it, and blah blah blah. I got home, put it on, I'm stoked. Wore it the whole next day, super stoked. And then later, took my glasses off and realized I could barely, I couldn't read it at all. And so I haven't worn it since. So yes, another one I had was the Lecoute Master Control Date, silver dial, silver hands. Love that watch. It was one of my like a grail to me, and got it and could not tell the time on it. One other one was the Rolex Datejust silver dial. Of course, white gold hands, same thing, not legible. If I can't read it, I don't want it, and I don't care. Some people will, and a lot of my older viewers will literally say, you know, I talked about this a lot. You may be a newer subscriber or viewer, but the bottom line is, you know, that's just the way it is for me. I know some of my viewers have said, well, I don't care. As long as I got the watch on my wrist, then that's all that matters. And to me, no, I want to be able to read the time. If I'm driving, I want to look at my watch and see the time. I want to see it. If I can't read it, I don't care what it is, man. It can be a Patek Philippe 5711, whatever that watch is. If I can't read it, I ain't going to wear it. And so, yeah, man, it's a huge thing for me. So thanks for your question. I appreciate it. Next question comes from Frank Capolino. What do you think about vintage Omega Constellation watches and vintage luxury watches in general? I don't like the Constellation, dude. I mean, I just don't. I don't like the way the dial is, sort of the way the dial is on it, really. You know, it's one of those things, you know. I mean, I do love certain vintage watches. I had a 1956, or is it a 58 vintage Omega that I've had since I was 12 years old. Then my dad took it away from me, and then I got it the day he died. You know, my mom gave it to me, and I think it's cool. I had it serviced. I ended up giving it to my little sister. If it was for vintage watches, you know, like I had a Zenith, 1940s Zenith. I mean, 40 millimeter too, which is big. I love vintage watches. The problem is that, you know, you can't wear them daily, and you have to take care of them, and you know, things go wrong with them. You have to service them a lot. You know, there's no like a 2 or 5 year service interval, man. Those things need to be serviced. They just don't regulate very well. But you know, I'm sure someone will comment and go, oh shoot, I've got a 1900s, you know, Beauvais. I don't know if Beauvais wasn't around in the 1900s. I guess maybe they were. I don't know. But the thing is that, you know, they'll tell you how it's like not lost 1 second a day for, you know, 50 years. And it's like, don't buy it. Don't believe it. But yeah, I love vintage watches. I'm not I don't know a lot about vintage watches. I'm not a vintage watch expert or connoisseur. I just like what I like. My Zenith, um, you know, I was 1940 Zenith. I was walking through the grocery store one day and I heard this clang, 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 and the crystal just fell off of it. Ask Jamie, my fiance, and she's got her Hamilton that's like 100 years old, and she's got an old Bulova, and she loves really old watches, man. That's her thing, and she loves it. So, you know, to each their own. But thanks for your question, man. Appreciate it. Okay, so next one's from Delani Vo. Hi, Tony. I love your channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm a big fan. Keep up the great work. Thanks. I appreciate that too. Question: if you had to own only one watch under $30,000, what would you get? Oh, dude, no brainer, man. David Wellington. Shit, you can get those for like 49 cents on the gray market. I'm just kidding, man. I don't know. You know, I've had, you know, I mean, if it really came down to it, I don't know. I mean, there's so many watches at that price point, say 29,999 or whatever. Get a nice new sort of secondary market pre-owned Patek Philippe 6119R. I mean, shit, dude, that's a cool watch. I love that watch. But then it's a dress watch, so you got to go, well, do I want something versatile that I can wear daily? You know, because if that's the case, then my Rolex GMT Master 2 Batgirl is a freaking grail in itself. So there's plenty of watches. And, you know, I mean, I love the Patek Philippe 5119, the 5119G or the 5119R. So, you know, there's so many, but, you know, I do love those watches, man. Appreciate your question. This next one comes from Oscar Lopez hyphen GC1PV. Hi, Tony. Question for next Q&A. Is JLC pretty close to Patek in craftsmanship, engineering, and quality? I think they are about 50% cheaper in price than the Patek, so I would think probably not, but what do I know? I was checking out several different brands and models at an authorized dealer in Cancun, Mexico, while on vacation in July, and the JLC Master Control Calendar reference Q4142520 felt very heavy in weight and higher quality and more expensive than the other watches when I held it in my hands. If your authorized dealer has this model, check it out. Hold it in your hands so you can see what I'm talking about. Cheers. Well, shit, man. Thanks for that. I mean, I had one, so I know what they feel like. I also had a JLC Master Control date, but you know, one of the reasons why it's heavier, you know, it's solid gold. So you're gonna have that weight. Are JLC the same quality as Patek? Well, shit, Patek Philippe used JLC movements in several of their watches. So, you know, JLC is known as the watchmaker's watchmaker. Do all of their watches compare to a Patek? It depends on the reference or the model number. Not every one of them do, but at the same time, you're looking at, you know, watches that are, as far as the quality, yeah, they're, I think as far as I'm concerned, every bit the quality of a Patek. However, Patek's got the sort of big name and they've got that sort of thing behind them. Cheers. I'm drinking a Coors Light, by the way. So, you know, but that's also up to, you know, yeah, I mean, obviously they're a lot cheaper or a lot less expensive. But at the same time, you know, yeah, they're great watches. JLC, man. Je l'écoute. Patek Philippe. All good. Thanks for your question, man. Next one from Manthony263. Hey, Tony. Once again, just wanted to say how much I enjoy the videos. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You coming back to Nashville anytime soon? Don't have any plans right now, but I love Nashville, and so I'd love to get back there. Also, the question I have, I picked up my first Norqain, picked up their fun new watch called the Ice Cream. Wanted your opinion. What do you think about that watch? Did you get it at King's? Because they're the only authorized AD that I know in Nashville that carries King Jewelers. Which obviously, if you did, you know how freaking awesome that store is. Well, Norqain, I know they had a lot of help from Jean-Claude Beaver, you know, and to when the brand started. So yeah, I think it's a fun looking watch. I mean, I personally wouldn't buy it, but I like Norqain though. I like what they've put into what they do. I think some of their watches are really good looking. So, but it's a great brand. It's a great brand. So I appreciate your question, man. Thank you so much. This next one, Michael Saraceno. Michael Saraceno, how are you, man? You mentioned once that you work in insurance. Upon getting my Grail yesterday, the GMT Master 2 black and blue bezel, that would be the 126710 BLNR, on a Jubilee bracelet, man, you just got the Batgirl, as what people like to refer to. But I do like the fact that you actually call it a GMT Master 2. Yeah, congratulations, man. Enjoy that watch. It's freaking awesome. I love mine. Watches of Switzerland offered an option to buy insurance covering through a company called Zillion. It actually was a reasonable rate and it didn't cover the market rate of the watch, just slightly above retail. My question is it better to go with another company and cover the market rate and then pay the higher premium, or should I purchase closer to retail? Also, have you ever heard about Zillion's insurance policy offerings? Well, again, congratulations, man. And when it comes to insurance, you have to understand insurance. You have to, it's like kind of you get what you pay for, right? So I don't know who they are. I have not heard of them. But, you don't necessarily always want to go for a company also that's saying, hey, we're going to pay the current market value of that watch. You're looking at, like, if you had to file a claim, something happens, it's going to be more difficult to get that claim paid because you think that, say the watch costs you $12,000, that they're going to want to pay $20,000 on it. They're going to investigate deeper, harder, and more thorough, and it's going to take longer to pay out. Two, at the same time, you got to look at it like auto insurance or any other insurance policy, homeowners insurance policy. What are they offering, and what is it? Like, for instance, you buy auto insurance and you say, well, we can insure you for this amount. But if you have a liability only policy and you don't have comprehensive or collision, then that's all stuff that's going to add on. Now, keep in mind, Zillion, I don't know anything about them, but at the same time, they may have certain additional things what that premium covers, right? So does it cover if your watch fell off in the ocean while you're on a boat? Does it cover if a freaking lion, you're in Africa and it bit your arm off and swallowed the watch? I mean, what does it cover, right? Is it going to cover general loss, general theft, general anything, whatever it may be? For instance, Jewelers Mutual will cover anything. However, you might not be able to get insured through Jewelers Mutual because they have backed off on insuring Rolex because of the amount of fraud that's going on with Rolex. You've got Hodinkee that insure through Chubb that will cover the market value of the watch, and they're really good because they do cover everything. So I think you might be better off and just check what the terms and conditions and what that policy offers for that reasonable price that you're talking about, and compare between, say Jewelers Mutual, if they'll even insure you. But Jewelers Mutual is the best. If you can get insured with them with your watch, by all means, I'd go with them. Chubb is cool, second place. Zillion, I don't know. But do your research on that one, man. Appreciate it. David Parrish Production. Man, I appreciate you turning down the sponsors, and I admire your integrity. You're the only person I've ever heard make fun of Thierry Stern. Thierry Stern, for those of you who don't know, is the president of Patek Philippe. Everybody treats him like he's a god. Well, only he thinks he's a god, and then all these other little Patek, trolls that follow him and think he's a genius. It's like that. Whatever. I don't like him. I think he's a pompous, arrogant, freaking is not in touch with reality. And like I said in my previous video, when he invented the Cubitus, basically all he did was try to reinvent the Cartier Santos. So good on you there, Thierry Stern. But anyway, the question is, you live in Hollywood. Do you ever go out to the movies? Wishing you all the happiness in the world, my friend. Not too often, man. And by the way, David, say hi to your family. You're awesome. I love you, bro. No, I don't go to the movies too much. It's like I'm not really into going to the movies. I'm not really into going out in general. So, but I appreciate your question, man. This one from Austin Cregan. Good episode, Tony. Question: if you were casted to be in a movie, What movie would that be, and what watch would you wear in this movie? Well, that would be if you were cast in a movie, just so you know for any future reference. Um, and it also depends, like, I mean, I've been in, I've been on some TV, and I was in Reno 911 Miami. But a lot of times it just depends, like wardrobe takes care of that stuff. A lot of times you don't get to choose depending on the role you're playing. If you're just background, you can wear, whatever, if it says to wear jeans and a t-shirt, then wear jeans and a t-shirt. If you want to wear a watch, you generally can wear a watch. Is it a drama? Is it a comedy? Is it action? So it all depends on what type of movie it is. So it's just one of those things. Hold on a second. Come on, buddy. Let's not do that. I know you're not. I know you're a good doggy, but sorry, we got a dog that likes to just do what he does. But yeah, man, I couldn't tell you. It just depends on what it would be. And if I had the choice of wearing it, and if it was my choice to wear whatever watch I wanted to wear, then we could talk about it then. But I appreciate it, man. Next one comes from John, and then it cuts off WHA. I'm sorry, I apologize, man. It's just the way my computer does things. Hey, Tony, really enjoy your channel and the laid-back nature of the content. Thanks, man. I do appreciate that. Q&A. I am curious to get your take on wearing a watch on both wrists that I'm starting to see a bit more frequently. Is that an up-and-coming trend or something? Take care, brother. No, I mean, people that go to like Watches and Wonders or Baselworld when that was happening, which is now Watches and Wonders, some people do that. Me, or you see that guy that was on the Shark Tank that does those videos with Teddy Baldessari. I can't remember his name, but can't stand him. But he wears his watch on both. But I don't know. I think that's kind of stupid. So I don't know if it's a thing. Even if it was, I wouldn't do it because I'd do actually the quite opposite of what everyone else does. So that's just what I do. So I don't follow trends, man. But I would only wear a watch on one arm, But thanks for your question, dude. I appreciate it. Brian Ack. So it's Brian Ackerman, I think, is what, because you've asked questions before. I appreciate it too. Well, now we know the best way to get question answered on the Q&A. It would be hysterical if the same preamble was used 1 week by all of us asking questions. My question, given the potential tariff structure with Switzerland at 39%, do you recommend people go to the gray market or pre-owned to acquire watches already in the United States? I know you don't usually recommend the gray market, but wonder if your opinion would change given what is going on with the tariffs. As always, love your channel. Your videos are my Friday and Saturday routine. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Okay, so there's a fine line between recommending gray market or not selling gray market, doing the gray market thing. The gray market that I hate and can't stand are the YouTubers that sell nothing but Rolex, Patek, and hyped watches and whatever else, but they have their YouTube channel and they try to scare you into telling, oh, the ADs tell you you have to buy this and this and this and this, but if you come to us, you can get your whatever Rolex without a weight and blah, blah, blah. F the ADs. We hate the ADs. And all they do is push that down your throat that the ADs are nothing but poison, and that's what I freaking hate. And those are the gray market ass monkeys that freaking try to promote their channel and their thing. And the bottom line is the majority of people go, yeah, I'm going to go to you because you're honest and legit, man. I know some of these guys, man. They're shady as F. UCK. The gray market aspect of things, like if you are shopping at, and say, an actual watch dealer that's a legit dealer, they don't have a YouTube channel, and they buy and sell watches, and they have a pre-owned selection or used section, I have no problem with that, as long as you're buying from a legit dealer. These gray market guys, some of them are just shady. They're not legit. It's like buying a used car from a car lot, I mean, and that's a whole other thing in itself, but you know what I mean? But you can also buy certified pre-owned from dealers, so it's not so much the gray market, because certain watches, I want a Patek Philippe 5119R. Well, that's a watch you can't get anymore because it's been discontinued. So I have to go on the secondary, but the secondary market in general is not the same as the gray market as you and I know it. or I say I know different. But the thing is that it's those shady gray, guys like Forca Rico, that gets on there and is like, I'm a straight shooter, you guys, you know that. And by the way, we've got the cheapest of this and this and this and this. And that's all they're doing. He's just like, they're good salesmen. They're luring you in to buy what they're selling. And that's why I won't buy from those companies. But I will buy from a legit retailer who sells pre-owned watches. Sorry if that was a bit of a rant, but I appreciate your question, man. Next one, CV Fen. Great Q&A again, Tony. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. You mentioned the other week about your Cartier being battery powered and the convenience of being pick up and go. Yeah, set it and forget it. What is your opinion of eco or solar powered watches, like say the Tissot PRC and Tag Heuer Solograph for pick up and go convenience? You're talking about the Tag Heuer F1. Watch is $1,950. It's a 38 millimeter watch. They've got some different colors. Nice. I like the green one. I would change it to a rubber strap on that. I'd take the bracelet off it in a second. But the thing is, you're asking me about the solar. I don't mind it. I mean, there's the Cartier solar tank. There's the PRC Tissot, which I don't like the Tissot that much. I think it's kind of an ugly watch. But, I mean, I don't know. It's fine. It's a set it and forget it watch, right? If anything goes wrong with it, it's got a warranty, right? And hopefully they last a while. It's a new technology, though, really, kind of. Citizen's been doing it for a little while, but I appreciate your question, man. Gregory Enright 4544. Hey, Greg, how's it going, man? Hi, Tony. I love your videos. Hope your back is doing better. Thanks, man. Oh my God, I just had another epidural, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. And today it started just giving me a bunch of grief, man. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Have you ever bought a Rolex Day-Date? And do you know where the majority of your viewers are from? I have not bought a Rolex Day-Date. I've thought about it many times, but I haven't. Do I know where the majority of my viewers are from? Yeah, I mean, I got an analytics app, that tells me where everyone's from. I mean, I don't look at it because, I'm not that into the analytics of everything and whatever, but I know I got viewers from all over the world, man. Primarily, I think the two biggest markets are the United States and the UK. There's Australia. I've got Uganda. I've gotten some India. I mean, so there's all over the world, man. And I appreciate everyone who watches my channel and likes, subscribes, and interacts. It means a lot to me. Thank you, man. Appreciate your question. Next one, Green Rush 4313. What do you think of the white gold Pepsi 2025 as opposed to the 2024? I don't know, man. The 126719 BLRO, yeah, something like that. It's nice. It's cool. But, when you start getting into the GMT Master 2, you can get the Pepsi stainless steel. The difference between the white gold and the actual Pepsi is the dial color and, of course, the material of the watch. So the Pepsi is a black dial, and then the white gold is a blue dial, right? So anybody who knows, if they see that watch with a blue dial, they're going to know it's 18 karat white gold, not stainless steel, right? However, I do prefer the aesthetic of the black dial, the Pepsi. So nice watch, man, but you're looking at what, $45,000 for that watch, and you can get a Pepsi for what, 12 grand or whatever, and who knows with the tariffs and shit what's going to happen. But but yeah, I like it. It's cool. Next question. Oh my gosh, this is from my little sister, Metagirl. Hey Tony, question for the Q&A, and I'm going to actually do a video on this completely separate from this Q&A. So, and I apologize for this being the last question, Nick. Metagirl. It seems like Franck Muller watches were hugely popular in the 1990s to early 2000s. Then it seemed like they disappeared. Recently, I've seen them in a display at a high-end department store, but I'm not sure I've seen them anywhere else. Why did they lose popularity? Are they considered a fashion watch? See, I'm going to answer you. That's a two-part question, so I'm going to answer the second part first. No, they are not a fashion watch. Not even close. Franck Muller is known as the master of complications. Franck Muller, in the watch world, as far as I'm concerned, is a freaking genius with what he's done and the watches he's created. And I don't, now keep in mind, I know that some of you guys are going to, oh, he uses ETA movements and he did this and he did that. I don't care. The thing is, even if they used ETA movements, a lot of brands do use ETA movements, but his high horology complicated watches are amazing. His tourbillons, his oh my God, what am I? Triple axis tourbillons, things like that. You've got the. I mean, my favorite line out of Franck Muller is the Long Island. You've got the Century Curvex, the Vanguard. You've got, of course, the Crazy Hours. Crazy Hours is in itself is amazing. Beautiful watches. Why did they lose popularity? Well, they came out hard and they came out fast, and every celebrity on the planet just about was wearing Franck Muller. And unfortunately, what happened is when that kind of thing happens, it's you rise really, really tall and then you fall really hard. But also at the same time, Franck Muller got involved with the cocaine shit and got, jacked up and whatever. That was his deal for a minute. So I don't know, but now you can pick them up pretty reasonably on the secondary market. And I love Franck Muller. I have one. I don't have it with me. Otherwise, I'd show you the Crazy Hours, how it works. It's pretty cool. But Franck Muller watches are absolutely amazing. And if it wasn't for Franck Muller, guess what? Richard Mille, the watches you can buy at gas stations, or at least so they look, for $500,000, $300,000, or whatever else, Richard Mille wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for Franck Muller. On that note, I appreciate you guys. And if you're still watching, it means a lot to me. So we'll see you on the next video. Take care.